think the hardest part about this is gonna be figuring out how the f to manage the tripod, because it's not, no. Welcome back to Everything Entertaining with Esther. Your girl's back at it again after 2 years. Yeah, it's been that long. A lot has happened. I feel like that's for a separate video, completely a story time for sure, but to give a little bit of a overview of my life in the past 2 years. I am currently signed to 2 agencies. Finally took acting seriously, professionally. I've been booking gigs. I've been landing jobs that I never thought I had the chance to get. I actually just got off the phone for a live event. Back and better than ever, baby. We're going to jump right into this tutorial. It's a natural face for self-tape auditions, natural hair. I want to emphasize a matte look that doesn't take away or add features that I don't have without makeup. The key is a very thin layer foundation and very subtle hints of color that don't look, again, unnatural. Oh, that's close. Okay. We're in business, baby. Now, first, the primer. The trick is to leave it on for a good like 5-10 minutes to settle. I do have dry skin, so this is a perfect primer for those with dry skin. I have like a scratch right here because I irritated my eczema, so please don't mind it. Anyways, my favorite foundation concealer. It gives the lightest, thinnest, dewy look on your face for those with dry or eczema prone skin. This is the one I highly recommend. Clearly brought it around a lot, so it looks kind of, yeah, that's it. It's a Marc Jacobs Extra Shot. Depending on what time of year I'm using this foundation or concealer, I'll typically change the shade, but right now I have the medium 260. So we're going to put this, and clearly I don't take good care of my makeup, but we're gonna put this under the eyes. Pretty much using it as a foundation because honestly, the last thing you want is like so many layers of foundation on your face that you can't see the natural marks on your face. I really like when my freckles show because I find that it gives this different look to me. Not a lot of Asians have freckles, so I think this gives me like a competitive edge against other people that might be auditioning for this set role or opportunity. I'm going to use a Eco Tools. It's a round foundation brush. I used to use a beauty blender for this part. The best part about using a brush is that it subdues the amount of dewiness on your face, and what you don't want is there to be so much shine where you look like a grease ball on camera. I'm like having so much trouble breathing today. Oh, I realized I'm like guys, bear with me. This is my first YouTube video after 2 years, so it's gonna take some trial and error, but here we go at it. I'm going to show you what I do. I try to use these dabbing motions to get less foundation on the actual brush and more on my face. And I do realize that the shade is a little more orange or doesn't fit exactly, but the problem with this amazing freaking concealer is that they're out. They no longer sell this at Sephora. Also, bear with me because I do have quite the potty mouth. I'm gonna have to bleep some of this out because I do not want to be flagged. We're gonna do hair last, and honestly I could probably just tie this shit out of this crazy hair out of the way because it is quite annoying. Back at it again. And you know what? It might be even easier for me to show you guys on my lilac lavender backdrop, so you guys aren't distracted by the background. This setup here is what I use for my self-tapes. Obviously you want to cover any blemishes, and to that I say use like another thicker foundation. My go-to is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation for dry skin. I find that through time, as you continue to use the foundation, yeah, my toilet makes noises like that all the time, so the frustration is real when I do these self-tapes. It's very annoying. We're going to use the Too Faced Cocoa Contour palette for the contour itself. Shout out to my girl Teresa. She gave me this palette, y'all. I used to contour my face more on a downwards angle, but through experience and being on set, I've recognized that the higher the contour sculpted around my cheeks, the higher my cheekbones look and the more chiseled my face is perceived on camera. So we're going to do a blend of these two bottom shades, the light contour, medium contour, and the deep highlight. And I kind of mix them because I do like an orangey tone on my contour. We're just gonna stipple this right under the cheekbones, onto my temples. Also, I'm so sorry guys, like my voice keeps cracking today and I honestly just don't understand what's going on with my voice. We're going to create an E-shaped contour. Sculpt the face just a tad. You don't need a lot. I don't want to look like I just came from a tropical vacation. I still want to keep the color on my face without making it look like I just went tanning. It just looks a little more chiseled, you know? Nothing crazy. We're not going out here, girl. It's literally just a self-tape. Not just a self-tape, every opportunity counts. Now I am going to use the Benefit eyebrow spoolie. I don't know what this is called. I'm gonna put everything in the description below, guys. We'll take this and just brush up. Because I dermaplane my face, I don't really need to tend to my eyebrows as much. All I need to do is kind of bring out the natural shape of them and fill them in so they don't look as sparse. And honestly, you could stop there, but what I found frames my face really well is I'll take the Precisely My Brow pencil by Benefit. Once again, this is shade 3.75. It might be a little too dark for me. I should have went for the 3.5, but we're going to outline the bottom of it just so there's like a distinct shape to my brows. See, compared to this one kind of has a more definitive shape. Point at the very end. If you're filming your self-tapes on your phone, which I have been doing pretty much for the past year and a half before I purchased this camera for my YouTube videos and other reels, I would just recommend not using concealer to shape your eyebrows because it gives like this really natural look. So once you're done with your base and your brows, which frames your eyes, we do want to bring back a little bit of color. So what I'll do is I'll add a teeny bit of blush. I'm going to go in with the Morphe 351 Icy Fantasy palette. I know it looks beat up, trust me, it is. This got beat up. But this pink shade right here, we're gonna add a teeny bit to the balls of your cheeks. I like to bring mine closer up to my temples, and you can even blend out the contour a little more. It's all about blending. Blending is key, baby! Make sure to drink lots of water. Water is always going to set a really good foundation on your face, but when you put that small layer of concealer or foundation on, it's gonna look flawless and you're gonna need less makeup to cover up your blemishes. Do not wear any shimmery shades. It should stay matte. In fact, I can even go in again with the Cocoa Contour Palette. Just use that on top of my eye, but I know there are better shades that I use myself that help maintain this natural look. So let me show you the palettes I use. One is the Morphe 352 palette, 3502 second edition palette, I guess. And we're gonna go in with this top transition shade on the first row all the way to the left side. We're gonna go in with the medium contour palette that we used in the Cocoa Contour Palette. This is so hard to say, and we're going to accentuate the outer side of your lids. And what I like to do is go in with a lighter shade, so the medium highlight, mid eyelid section of my eyes. I use a eyebrow brush, slanted eyebrow brush such as this, and I'll just use a dark brown shade. So we'll take the deepest color in this deep contoured kit. I literally bring this contour kit everywhere because I could use it on my face as a base, and then any additional colors I'll bring those separate shades. If they're in a palette, sometimes it gets annoying, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. With an eye boogie? No, okay. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have like an eczema patch right here where it gets super dry. There's not one over here. Also, I don't have any eyelashes, but I'm not trying to go for the AGB look where I have fake lashes on, so we're gonna go for a natural look where I'm just making my eyes look slightly bigger with like the smallest little wing. I'm gonna take that same shade in the Morphe palette. That's my fridge. It also makes noises during self-tapes, which gets really annoying. Let me go turn it off. Note to self, turn on your fridge once you're done taping. I've made the mistake of leaving my house for 12 plus hours with my fridge off and everything melted, so yeah, don't be like me. Let me bring this in closer just a tad to show you guys where I'm contouring. I use my fingers to blend. So I'm gonna line with the medium contour shade in the Cocoa Contour Palette. And we're gonna outline my lips. If pink looks better on your lips, I'd say go with that. But I found when I line my lips with a darker shade, my lips give a more fuller look. We're gonna use this Revlon 820 Sheer Pinkcognito Super Lustrous Lipstick. And as you guys can see, super sheer. That's what we want. This super sheer shade is not gonna stay shiny for long, because remember what I told you about keeping your face matte for these tapes? Same thing goes for your lips. You don't want anything too distracting where it's too bright. I would say right now, it looks fine. If you wanted to add a little more pink, you can even mattify it with that same blush shade we used in the Morphe 351 Fantasy palette. And I'm going to take an eyeshadow brush. This is the other side of my foundation brush. I'm just gonna take that same pink shade and we're just gonna overlay it to not only mattify it, but make it look a little more pink to bring color back to your face. Showtime! Oh my god, oh my god. I can't get this zooming right. Hair time. As you guys can see, I have a blonde balayage, and since getting this balayage, my hair runs very dry. Everything about me is dry. What? So we're going to add moisture back into my hair so that it's ready for the camera. All I did was run the brush underwater and get my hair a little bit damp, just damp enough where it can dry really quickly in a matter of minutes. Now my hair looks tame, but it's missing body. So to add back a little bit of texture to my hair, I'll add dry shampoo to the roots of my head, and I'm using the Batiste dry shampoo Damage and Control. Then I'm gonna go in with two other products. This product is the Miracle Leave-In for Blondes. It's a 10. This brand is really good at keeping my hair tame. We're just gonna spray this on the roots. My hair is so dead. Spray is kind of hard to spritz with one hand. Wow. I'm gonna rebrush my hair just so the product seeps through the ends. And lastly, we're gonna add a hair serum to the roots as well. This hair serum is an argan oil vitamin E hair serum. I bought this on Amazon, but you can honestly use anything with argan oil, Moroccan oil, any type of oil. I really like how this one doesn't leave too much of a shine where my hair starts to look oily. We're going to tie it up in a pony. What my hair does is it holds form very well after product is left in it. And I'll take my curtain bangs or my long cut bangs. I'll spray it with the leave-in conditioner. I'll take a hair curler. This is a 1-inch round hair curler. And I will brush it out, go in with a roller, start at the bottom, kind of tuck it in from the top and leave it in your hair like this. It's also best if you're in a rush to heat this part so it stays in that shape. If you have more time, you can actually put your roller in as you do your makeup. That's what I typically do. I will be right back. I'm just gonna go blow dry this little curler so you guys can see the finished look. This is a finished look. Nothing too much. You can still see the natural freckles on my face. I do want to show you two things that I do if you do start to see shine or you start to sweat while filming your self-tapes. You can use the highlight shades in the Cocoa Contour palette. So these two highlight shades to kind of subdue the shine. Or you can use a setting powder such as the L'Oreal Paris Hydra Perfecte setting powder. I bought this one off of Amazon, and you can take a separate brush, which is typically what I do, or you can use the little powder pad that they provide. And I'll show you the difference, like if you do add the powder compared to if you don't. So it might be helpful if you just add it, so it doesn't hurt to look a little more matte than shiny in your self-tapes. That's all I have for now. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button so it helps me out in the algorithm, and comment below if you have any other questions or you want to reach out to me about future videos. Thanks, bye.